Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of London's Original. Now today we're going to be doing the pre-season stuff essentially, all the way up to the first game of the season, which of course we'll be playing as well. You'll still see the friendlies in this too, obviously condensed massively down because we've got to keep this relatively short, otherwise we'll be here all day. Shove my own little question of the day in here. Those of you who've had a couple of games, or a couple of days rather, to play the new game, what do you think of it? What are your favourite new features? Let me know in the comments. I'll be very, very interested to hear about that. Now, you might notice, of course, first things first, the face pack, I've managed to sort it out. It's all looking lovely. All the Fulham players actually look like they play for Fulham, which is a good start. Tom Cairney no longer plays for Blackburn in his face pack, and we've got people like K-Mac in there. No face for Cody Drama, but hopefully that will get added over a little while. So the plan for today is to play the friendlies, mess around with the tactics a little bit, tweak if we can, see if there's any ways we can improve them when we play some of the slightly better sides. Some of these games are going to be slightly easier than I would have liked. I think we can arrange a couple of extra friendlies as well to start the season off, get the training sorted. I will sort out the scouting, but I don't think it works that well because of the fact we've got the transfer window turned off. I don't think it'll actually let us find any players until after the window shuts. And that was my experience when I was testing stuff anyway. That being said, literally just as I say that, we walk straight in here and Didier Ndong is available. So this is the first transfer or scouting report I've noticed. That's really strange that it's just popped up like that. That's very cool though. But I want to make sure that I'm not in charge of the scouts, because that would be really, really bad. We've got a guy for this, Malcolm Elias. Although Tony Khan does a bloody good job with the recruitment as well. So we'll go with Malcolm Elias though for now. Great, let's get started. Yes, you give us a lovely idea of the history of the club. I definitely don't already know that stuff, and he won't give me anything interesting anyway. We don't want any philosophies, none of that nonsense. Traditional to hold a press conference, oh fine. It'll be the only press conference I do in this entire save. Assistant, mate, get your press conference boots on because you're doing the rest of them, Sonny Jim. Yeah, we'll get a squad evaluation. Always do that. We'll set up the friendly that we always do. I'll let them handle all the stuff below the first team. We'll just take care of the first team for now. Agent offers. We'll do future prospects so we can maybe get some players on trial, but most of these I've never seen in the last few FMs a player that was worth having from these. Right, preseason prep. So my plan is to actually go with a light initial preseason training because I really want to make sure that we don't get any injuries in preseason and ease the players back in. This is one choice you definitely do get, which is nice. So we've got this gap here between these friendly matches. So I wouldn't mind scheduling another one in here against a relatively small team. Who could we go? Let's go with Haverhill Borough. That's vaguely near me in that I've heard of it. Now, obviously, they'll get a good dicking from us, but that's not really the point. It's just to see the tactic working in a perfect scenario, really. Like, if everything went to plan. Blue sky scenarios. Day 2, when Cyrus Christie has managed to injure himself while lifting weights. His desire to be hench has outweighed his desire to be in the team, it seems. Generally speaking, you can kind of get away just by clicking the top one on every single one of these questions, and you usually get by all right. But if you don't go, things can go a bit tits up, so we're probably just going to do that. A lot of questions here. We should be fine. I could have agreed to anything right now. I could have just sold my soul to the devil or BBC Radio 5 Live. Right, so I decided to let my assistant handle the friendly against our under-21s just because it wouldn't really be able to tell us anything. But we won 4-1, which is nice with the system. Not so good for the under-23s. Match prep coming along nicely. They're getting very used to this tactic. Only 100% of it to go. I find it weird that there's no statistical data for Brondby available. They're quite a big side, James. Maybe look a little bit harder, buddy. Something I also need to look at, actually, is this. Because for some reason we were set to one of the lower scouting packages, even though we've got 700 grand in scouting budget to use. We might as well go for the world here because we can afford it and it will help us find some players. Okay, first sort of training report come through. Steph, Joe, Kearney and Abubakar Kamara training very, very nicely. Have I not got the tactics input properly or something? No, they're there. Is it because we've not got any players listed in the positions? That can't be the reason, surely. First game against Brondby. Let's do this. And instantly our tactical familiarity has improved, mainly because I actually put players in the lineup. Who'd have thought that would have worked? And I just accidentally deleted the lineup I just chose. Great. Seri in the centre. Anguissa will provide a little bit of extra options now. He's into the box, you know. Cabano's through. Squares it for Vietto, and we have the lead after just 4 minutes into the match. Luciano Vietto. Anguissa. Seri. They're operating nicely together in the middle. Orving and Vietto's through. Oh, and he scored and made it 2-0. Luciano Vietto with his second goal of the game. Cabano's in again. Can he find a cross? No. Oh, it comes to Vietto anyway. Kearney puts it in. 3-0 to Fulham there. This time assisted by Vietto. 2 goals and an assist on his debut for us in this friendly is pretty decent. Okay, comfortable 3-0 victory. Looking very, very nice, actually. The club have restructured our debt into... Oh, we've taken out more loans. That's always nice. Does that mean the finances are at least a little bit... Hey, only minus 15 million now. Good. So we can ask our assistant to assign some mentoring groups, and I think that's kind of important right now. Although I will probably take a look at this myself at some point too to get a few more, because we've got some good players. So I want Steph Joe in there with his perfectionist personality. Also Dennis Adoy and maybe a couple of youngsters now, particularly Carvalho and Drame. Not sure how well this will work, but I'm hoping that these two can pick up some of the traits of Adoy and Johansson a little bit and try to bring those two up with them. Good. Contracts for Carvalho and Drame. Why do none of these clubs have managers? I'm just going to nip away for a minute and see how many goals we've got by the time I come back. Just as I get that, Cabana makes it 4. I think I might have to let the assistant take care of the rest of these friendlies, otherwise this episode will go on in perpetuity as we just keep battering teams in pre-season. I'm pretty happy with the tactic as things stand at the moment, and we'll tweak it once we get into some proper tough games, basically. We're just going to have to hit and hope this season. The irony of the other team's goalkeeper being called Good Hand is not beyond me. We can't read too much into the result itself, because it is like Mike Tyson beating up a child. And it's now 10. Now, the result itself is pretty much an irrelevancy, 15-0 against an absolutely ridiculously low-ranked side. It's the sheer amount of chances and shots we were able to create. I've never seen that. I've seen goal scorelines like this, but the sheer number of chances was incredible. And I think that means, you know, only the second game into pre-season, we're already doing this kind of output. It does give me hope that this system might genuinely work in the Premier League against very, very good sides, frankly. We look really, really good. Albeit, I have to see what we're like against better opponents. So we'll see how we do in the little pre-season tournament and whether this system sort of keeps working. And we've still got Mitrovic to come back in, remember, and other players. Do I literally have to have the league turned on to see who the team's manager is? No, I don't. That's really, really weird. Okay, now we're starting to get a few players coming into our transfer list. This is what I want to see. We do not need more goalkeepers, although he is young. I kind of want to see. We'll go after him. I'm kind of interested in any young players with high potential, frankly. I know it's not a long-term save, but I can't resist. Zinchenko would be a fun one to bring in potentially at some point, maybe. The other thing is some of the technical issues might be to do with the fact that it's the beta, so we have to kind of read everything. It's subject to change. Sessegnon is one of our best players, but is he actually going to accept a new contract? Oh, okay, he is. He wants moon money. Relegation release clause. I'm prepared to accept that, frankly, but I do want an extra year if you could, old Ryan here. Go on. You know you want it. Holy shit. Yeah, I'll accept that, frankly, because he is Ryan Sessegnon. This guy's got mad potential. Now, if only Fulham could do this in real life. Tie this guy down. Le Marchand's out injured, which is a pain, because he's going to be quite important for us. Hopefully, we'll come back around the same sort of time as Alfie Mawson, so we should be all right. And Zinchenko does look really, really good and can play basically anywhere. We'll add him to the shortlist. Okay, so we had our first sort of friendly match against a slightly better side in Utrecht, and we won 4-0, which is pretty good. Lots of possession, kind of what I want to see. Would you believe it? James Ellis has not found a full report on BVV. What a huge shock. A guy called Jonas Svensson. I thought it said Jonas Svenningsson for a second there. He is a wingback, though. Chong signs new Man United deal. That right there, that is an unbelievable head of hair. Sessa signed a new deal. That is a huge moment for us. He's now got a deal through to when? 2023. That's great. 5-year deal. We totally dominated this one. This is more the sort of performances I want to see. Scoring goals, not conceding, not even conceding shots. This right here, this less so. Oh, God. Injuries for Vieto, Seri, Cabano, and Brian. 4 first-team players injured in one game. I kind of figured my assistant would bring people in and out. Hopefully, they're all short-term injuries. 3 weeks is a bit long. 5 days is fine. 3 days, 2 days. Okay, that should be fine. Still a little bit annoying, though. More worried about Vieto, but thankfully Mitrovic will be back, so it shouldn't be so bad. Okay, final friendly. This one was a little bit tighter. A 1-1 draw away at Den Haag. Players obviously would have arrested a lot of the squad, so it's a worse quality side. Possibly looks like we still could have done a bit better, though. That's fine. We'll rest up for the next one, though. We have a decent number of players out injured, but a lot of them are coming back, and a lot of them very soon will be coming back, so hopefully that will help. Okay, so we do know that Fiorentina have a manager, and yet somehow still very little statistical data. Is that because we've just started the save? That must be. 3 up top as well. I'm going to go big on these in the hope that it might motivate the players a bit. Okay, so we're one of the favourites to go down just above Huddersfield and Cardiff. Hopefully we can defy the odds on this one. Wolves are surprisingly low as well. We're going to have to do a hell of a job. Svensson is a decent wing-back, I tell you. We might have to have a look at him. I think we'll be able to tell a lot about where we're at when we play Fiorentina. They're a decent side, so testing ourselves against them with a fully fresh side, albeit with a few players missing, should be an interesting indication just by looking at the stats of the game. 8-3 against Three Bridges. It worries me that Three Bridges were able to score 3 goals. 1 goal for each bridge. Okay, our opening day game has actually been rescheduled for the Monday, so we'll see what else happens in the league beforehand. 1.2 million could help us, though. A 4-2 victory over Fiorentina is actually pretty damn solid. That's really good. Goals for Schürrle, Cabano, Vieto, and Fosu Mensah. All second half goals, too. Oh, God. Cess is injured. Damaged knee cartilage, 4 to 5 weeks. The last thing we needed. He will miss the start of the season now. Ah, God. Looks like Schürrle's going to be playing in that role at the start of the year, then. Engels could be a good centre-back, actually, for us. He's young enough and he's got a solid level that he can get to that perhaps he could be worth a bid at some point. He's a ball-playing one too. So Mawson's still going to be out a while, I would have thought, just while he gets his condition and match fitness back. Vietto's nearly back as well. He might be fit enough for the Watford game. In before we get a shitload of injuries in this game against Telstar, our final friendly. What was the result? We'll have to check the other page. And it was a 4-1 thumping. And Tom Cairney and Niskin Sabana got injured. Oh my God. We leave it ages. We're resting players. We're doing all sorts, but Mitrovic at least played. Please don't be out for too long. Cabano, 1 to 2 days. Cairney, 1 to 2 days. That's fine. They'll both be back for the Watford match. That's what matters. Thankfully, these injuries are fairly short term, so we should be fine, except for Cess and Ream, really. 3-0 to Tottenham. Harry Kane with a double and 1 for Eriksen. Okay. A 5-1 win for Arsenal over Liverpool. Wow. What we kind of want is the teams around us to lose. Brighton winning away does not help. Southampton losing, I guess. Huddersfield 2. City should beat Palace, you'd feel. Yep, 2-0 win. Good. 2-2 between Bournemouth and Cardiff. Okay. And Man United should win away at Burnley, you'd think. And it's a 0-0. Man United in game just as they are in real life. Wow. Except they actually won that game in real life. So, who can actually play in this team in this position? So, Schürrle's going to have to start there, no doubt about that. I want Mitrovic starting up top in his position, and I'm guessing Vietto will start over here on the right-hand side. Everyone else, though, I'm pretty happy with. I guess Mawson would be better than Le Marchand in there. That's kind of what I want to go with for now. I think this should be fine. We've got to put on a good show today, though. Right, let's get this done. See if we can come up with something brilliant in the Premier League from the first game. Cairney, even if it's just a ball in. Brian, ball in. Vietto! Yes! Watford 0, Fulham 1, Luciano Vietto. Goal assisted by Joe Bryan. Our first chance of the game after 15 minutes, and we've got ourselves the lead. That is what we need to see. 65% possession so far as well, away at Vicarage Road. The ideal start to the season. We're actually looking very, very good with this system at the moment. Great ball in, and a lovely little finish from Vietto, tucking in at the far post. 1-0 Fulham. Oh, and instantly after that, Frank-Andre Zambo-Anguissa is injured. What are we thinking here? Stefan Johansson, I guess, is the best bet really for that now. I'm tempted to change that to distribute to the fullbacks because they're getting too much space and there's 2-on-2 otherwise when we try to distribute it short. Around the side for Pereira's through. Saved, and Deeney puts it in the back of the net, and Watford are level on the half-an-hour mark. They've really come back into this match since falling behind. We're going to have to change our distribution slightly. That is for sure. It just was not working out for us. It was some nice work here. Pereira gets him behind his man. It's actually deflected into the path of Troy Deeney. It's still an unbelievable strike from him into the bottom corner. 1-1 at Vicarage Road. It was all going so well. For some reason, the game will not let me change the tactics, and I don't know why. Can he find it? No, he can't. Try again, perhaps. There's men on the edge of the box waiting for it. Johansson's one of them. Can he slip it across with someone? Cairney? Mitrovic puts it round the post very nearly. It says the changes will take place in the next tactical break, but we haven't had one yet. And it won't let me cancel my tactical changes, even though I haven't made any yet. I don't know what's going on. I think there's a bit of a bug here. Yeah, okay, so the game is not letting me make any tactical changes at all. Here they come. They've got a man over. Oh my God, the space for Deeney at the back post, and it's now 2-0 to Watford. Sorry, 2-1 to Watford. They've turned it around inside the first half. The last thing we needed right now. We were doing well in places, and we just got completely caught out there, and it still won't let me make any tactical changes. We're going to have to keep going, but I can't really do anything to enable us to do anything at the moment. Peñaranda. 2-1 at the other end. And Deeney's across, and it's now 3-1 to Watford. I don't know what's going on now. It just seems to have... Look, we can't even close down Troy Deeney. Can I press that? Oh, I can. But it still won't let me... Yeah, I don't know. Proceed with tactical changes after this goal, and it still won't let me make any tactical changes. All in. Mitrovic, Cairney, and it's saved by Foster. We've been all right in this game too. 3-1 feels harsh. Right, it does seem like it's actually going to let us make some tactical changes now. I don't know what that was about in the first half. Right, hopefully now we can actually... Yeah, I can tell them to... I can encourage them now. Hoping the second half can come back a little bit, but I don't know what was going on in that first half. It was so strange. We took the lead, and all of a sudden Watford became superhuman for like 20 minutes and just scored 3 quick goals. Ball in again. Mitrovic. Seri, Cairney, ball in the bottom corner. Watford 3, Fulham 2. Tom Cairney with the goal this time, bringing us back into the game. And I feel like we deserve to be back in this match, really. It's just been a very, very strange game. The Troy Deeney hat-trick just came out of nowhere. It was almost like our tactics just stopped working for that entire period. Lovely little touchdown here and a lovely finish from Tom Cairney. Bottom corner, 3-2. We're back in the game. This is typical Fulham. We don't really have a lot of options. I'm going to maybe bring on Cyrus Christie for Fosu Mensah just to give us some fresh legs on that side. But other than that, we've got 20 minutes to find ourselves an equaliser here. We've got to be careful. Come on. We only need one more goal, and it's level pegging. Cairney again. Oh, getting into those positions very nicely. Out for Brian again. We need a good cross from Mitrovic. Ball in. Oh, around the post again. Just going to up it to attacking and tell them to push forward for the final 7 minutes of this match. See if we can't find ourselves a very... I think it probably would be a deserved equaliser if we were to get it, to be fair. Cairney, we've had the chances there. Looking long. for Vieto instead of Mitrovic for some reason. Mitrovic with the ball at his feet. He's all the way through. Goes for Schürrle out wide. He's through. Oh, what a chance that was for Andre Schürrle. Another big chance for Fulham to get the equaliser. It does look as though we are going to lose 3-2 here. Such a shame. We've played all right in places. Just had that weird spell. For the most part, it's been all Fulham. Just for that tiny moment in the first half where they just scored 3 goals in quick succession. Bryant. Schürrle. One more ball in, perhaps. Seri. Need to do something before the clock runs down, guys. Oh, dear. Peñaranda. That should do it for Watford, I think. Right, intercepted by Le Marchand. Go on, breakaway time. Seri. Mitrovic, we've got overlaps. And that's the final whistle. Watford 3, Fulham 2. I think we could feel a little bit hard done by in that game. We did well if it wasn't for Troy Deeney's 9-minute hat-trick. If it wasn't for that, we'd have been fine. Right, not the best start, but it could have been a lot worse, really, in places. I think it definitely gives us something to build on anyway. I don't know what that brief glitch was with the tactics. Hopefully, that doesn't happen again. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed this first episode. I'm still trying to work out the kinks in this style of editing and whatnot, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. Next episode, we're going to be having basically the rest of the games in August, so the rest of the crunch matches that we need to take points from and a cup game in there. For good measure. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, hit that like button, that'd be dope. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Fulham for the next foreseeable future for a few weeks, and then Stockport after that. That'd be awesome too. And I'll see you guys in the next episode where we have got a lot of work to do. Hopefully no more glitches. Hopefully we can get ourselves a few more goals, play some free-flowing football. That's the idea anyway. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.